to show you guys how to create a photo joiner assignment. First, what you need to do is open up an image. So go to File, Open. Here's my file. And there it is. I need to go to image size to make sure it's the proper size. Make sure this is set to inches. Take your largest number, change it to 10. In a constrained proportion so it doesn't get all wonky on you. And then, of course, we need our DPI to be 300. So that is dots per inch. I'm going to click OK. And there it is. As you're working with your image, you want to make sure that the global corrections or the highlights and lowlights are what you would like them to be. So I'm going to go to Images, Adjustments, Levels. And I think I just want to move this over just a little bit, give it a little more depth. I'm going to do my midtones, hair. I might just bring up the highlights. And that's just going to give it a little pop. I'm just going to go back to image size and then go to levels. And you just see how it just gets a little richer. All right. So first thing we need to do is give us our nice background. That your image will set against. So you're going to go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Color Fill, and I'm going to do white. If it is anything else, say it's one of these, you just click this down here, it's going to go white. Ultimately, you can go white or black. It depends on what you want to do for your background. But we're just going to stick with white right now, but we can also change it later. So right now we see nothing. There's our white fill layer and there's our background layer. We are going to create a source layer. I'm going to click on my background layer. You can duplicate this layer two ways. I can do duplicate layer here, or I can come up here to layer and duplicate layer. I can also do Control J. There it is. Now I have my layer copy. I'm going to pull it above our fill layer. And I'm going to title it Source. So that's going to be my source layer. So we need to select squares from this in order to create our image. I'm going to come over here to a rectangular marquee. Up here, it's probably going to be set to free. I want it to be a fixed size, and I want it to be 300 pixels by 300 pixels. I'm going to come down here, and there's my square. Let me start. I'm going to work maybe left to right a little bit. I have that is on my source. I have it selected. I'm going to do Control J, and that is going to create a brand new layer. You can see this here with that square. Now I want to go to Layer Styles, and I'm going to do Stroke. Click here. The default is 3. You're going to want it to be 10. You want the opacity 100%. You want it to be positioned on the outside. And the fill color is, again, you're going to be selecting the color you want. We want it to be white. So if you're all the way over here, what you can do is click here. This is your foreground color. It is going to be white. Click OK. Click OK. And there you have it. I also want there to be a drop shadow on this. So I'm going to double click again. Click here. All these settings are fine. I'm going to click OK. And there it is. I'm going to make it look a little less structured, I guess I could say. And go to Edit, Free Transform. If I hover over, I see that I have this curved arrow. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit. Click OK. I'm going to hit Enter. And that is the beginning. I'm going to take this. See, these are my layer effects. I'm going to go to Layer Style. and copy. Doing this is going to now speed up my workflow. I'm going to go back down to my source. I'm going to click the rectangular selection tool. All these settings are fine. I'm going to go up here. I'm on my source. I'm going to create one of my squares, put it here. I'm going to do Control J. Now I have the image. I'm going to right click, layer style, paste. Now I can come up here. I want to rotate it just a little bit. So I go free transform, hover over a corner, and I just keep going until I have the image that I want. Once it's complete, okay, there I go. Right click, layer style, paste. You can also start to change the order of the images as you start to stack them. So you might decide that you want one in front of the other. You can also check your progress by hiding the source, because once you're done, this is going to be what you end up turning in without the source there. You're going to have a plain background. And that is how you do your joiners.